Willy Chung of Indonesia was just 5 years old when his parents noticed he was developing a hernia. But what seemed like a minor condition soon became far more serious when doctors discovered a cancerous tumor was the cause. His father Johnny began a frantic search for a cure.
Kata orang dokter di sini bagus, saya pergi ke dokter ini. Ya lantaran saya masih punya uang. Nggak memikiran itu dokternya masih bagus atau tidak. Yang penting orang katakan bagus, saya pasti berobat gitu.
But the doctors were not hopeful. Over and over again, Johnny was told his son had only months left to live.
Ke Malaysia, periksa dokter pertama, kata saya anak saya divonis 6 bulan. Udah stadium terakhir, udah nggak bisa disembuhkan lagi. Akhirnya dengar dari saya ini ke Jakarta, katanya ada yang spesialis kanker anak. Juga anak saya divonis 6 bulan berakhir hidupnya. Ya, akhirnya saya putus asa. Tapi di balik putus asa saya masih ada harapan lagi.
At his wit's end, and with his money running out, Johnny was recommended by a friend to Dr. Ang Peng Tiam of Parkway Cancer Center in Singapore. For Dr. Ang, his first meeting with Willy was nothing short of horrifying.
Willy actually first came to see me in May of 2002. At that time, I could still remember, that his father literally carried him into my room. It was really quite a sight. There was wrapped around his abdomen were all these old pieces of rags, literally rags. They were just covering up this large fungating tumor that was erupting from his abdominal cavity. It was oozing blood and juices. When I uncovered this big mess, I found out there was a huge tumor that was bleeding away. And as I pulled his pants down further, I could see there was a huge testicular swelling.
Though a heart-wrenching sight, the testicular tumor gave Dr. Ang hope for Willy's treatment.
Testicular cancer is one of those tumors that tends to occur in the younger age group and very, very curable. In many patients, they just require surgery if it's detected early. Some may require a few cycles of chemotherapy in order to try to kill any microscopic disease. In other forms of testicular cancer, we may even offer radiation, to reduce the risk of cancer recurrence. But in the case of Willy, it's completely different. This is an advanced cancer which had gone from the testis into the abdomen and literally bursting out of the abdominal wall.
The severity of Willy's condition meant that treatment would have to begin immediately. But though encouraged by Dr. Ang's assessment, Willy's parents faced a new dilemma.
Akhirnya saya bilang ke Dr. Ang, Dr. Ang, saya sudah tidak ada uang untuk mengobati anak saya, tapi saya mau mengobati anak saya. Pulang ke rumah, nggak tahu apa yang harus saya berbuat. Willy Sang bilang ke saya, Papa kok menangis terus? Buat apa? Ya saya menjawab, ya Papa mau mengobatin kamu tapi nggak ada uangnya. Kata si Willy, kok susah-susah, lu bilang aja sama Tuhan, nanti Tuhan kirim katanya. Ya dalam hati saya paling kita jawab, ya kapan Tuhan jatuhin duit ke depan saya.
Though Johnny dismissed his son's hope as childish innocence, he was soon proven wrong when friends and family contributed nearly $14,000 towards Willy's treatment. Delighted, the family returned to Singapore to begin treatment. The results were almost immediate.
Once the treatment started, we could actually see the marvelous response. Every cycle to cycle, each cycle was 3 weeks. From cycle to cycle, you could see this tumor literally just crumbling upon itself. It turned black in color. Then the abdominal wound got smaller. After 6 cycles of chemotherapy, the wound healed beautifully by itself. The testicular swelling basically disappeared.
Though just 5 years old, Willy displayed a strength of character throughout the grueling treatment process that amazed his parents.
Willy sangat tabah sekali. Saya sangat salut sama dia. Dia nggak merasakan, oh saya kena penyakit kanker, saya sangat menderita, menangis-nangis. Si Willy tidak pernah. Sampai detik terakhir berobat ke dokter Ang, sampai kemoterapi, juga nggak pernah merasakan sakit.
And Willy did not let his youth stop him from gaining new insight on life from his brush with cancer.
You know, I still remember one day he came and he sat on my lap and we were talking. He says, oh, I want to study hard because one day I want to be a doctor. So I said, very good. I said, you must continue to chase your dream, you know. He was about to go out. He turned around, he looked at me, he said, you know, doctor, after I become a doctor, I'm going to set up a clinic that's directly opposite yours and steal all your patients. You know, he's that kind of a boy. He was just full of funny ideas. He really made everybody happy.
11 years on from their first meeting, Willy is cancer-free and unrecognizable from the dying boy who lay bleeding on Dr. Ang's examination table. Though still in his teens, experiencing cancer at such a young age has strengthened Willy's character, making him a responsible and focused young man. In school, he has started an indoor soccer club and is fulfilling his dream of helping others through his involvement in the Red Cross.
Willy is the best of all in the class. Willy is a so responsible student. He always does whatever the teachers give to him, like homework, like other class.
Johnny has also noticed the difference in his son.
Kalau mengingat yang masa lalu, Willy terasa mau nangis lagi. Tapi sekarang saya sangat gembira lihat Willy sudah sembuh, makin hari makin kuat.
Saya ingin mengatakan bahwa penyakit kanker itu bisa disembuhkan dengan mudah, bahkan sangat mudah. Asalkan dalam diri Anda berpikir bahwa saya telah sembuh, sebab jika Anda berpikir begitu, Anda akan mengharapkan kesembuhan. Dan di balik sebuah pengharapan ada sebuah kesembuhan.
Though young in age, today's cancer warriors mustered courage and maturity beyond their years to battle a deadly disease and survive the unfair odds life had given them. In their fight with cancer, their youth may have been their greatest strength.
One of the important things to remember about cancer in children is that by and large, children do better than adults. So never give up. Children are very, very resilient. They are both resilient physically as well as spiritually. Adults tend to worry a lot more. Children, you know, once you've completed the treatment, it's like, I'm just going ahead and I'm going to charge ahead and live life to its fullest. And indeed, you know, that's what we see very often in children. That's why it's very rewarding to see how they bounce back very quickly, full of vitality and ready to live life. You know, we adults really need to learn from the children that, you know, once the treatment is over, forget about it and just continue to live life to its fullest.